Well, Tanmay Bhat with me in the studio is co-founder of AIB, which is the internet sensation. Now he's going to have to be, he's worried. He's put out a viral video today, which has had how many hits today so far, Tanmay?
1.3 million hits in a day.
1.3 million hits in a day. And internet users are spamming with lots of emails going out to the regulatory authority.
2.5 lakh emails have gone to Try's email ID in a day.
Yeah. So what this means is that this is not a technical issue anymore. And therefore, Roshan Abbas comes in, he's a writer, director, is very concerned about what's going on. We have three political parties tonight: Priyanka Chaturvedi, Congress; Shazia Elmi, BJP; Raghav Chadda, Aam Aadmi Party. I hope you know about the subject, but at the same time, we also have with us TV Ramachandran, who's chairman of the Association Telecom Council. So Mr. Ramachandran, you're up against a lot of voices tonight, including Tanmay, who's declared war, including an active citizenry which feels you're going to take away their rights. Which side wants to debate this first? The hashtag is Free the Net. Free the Net is the hashtag. It's time to speak up tonight. Are we ready to speak up, Tanmay? You want to start the debate. What's your accusation against the government on this?
First off, I would like to say that the issue is completely apolitical. So I don't want to refer to anybody as a particular political
Everything
party.
becomes political in India, you know that.
Yeah. There is no accusation, Arnab. The idea is very simple, that all access that you consume on the internet needs to be equal and it needs to be treated equally.
Sure.
The debate essentially comes down to, at least for me, is how, like the argument that's coming from the other side is, don't worry, what you're saying, we agree to it, we will not throttle bandwidth, we will not curb X website, we will not curb X facility. But that's essentially like holding a gun to your head and saying, don't worry, trust me on this. That essentially is what the debate comes down to for me. Yeah. The worry with telecom companies lobbying with the TRAI is that tomorrow it gives them the power to tell you what content to consume.
They say we are not going to misuse it.
That's what they're saying. That's what they always say.
They say we are not going to be for this app against this app. You know, today you have said, oh, Flipkart is going to decide, for example. No, because what you've suggested, you've taken names actually. You say, and by the way, that's...
We've said hypothetically.
What are you saying hypothetically? Give me a hypothetical example. I love hypothesis.
We don't need a hypothetical example. Look at what Facebook is doing with internet.org right now. Right. Facebook is essentially, you are getting Facebook for free, and Facebook is advertising saying you need to use us via the internet, essentially calling themselves the internet. What that does is it kills competition. Any other competition to Facebook who wants...
That reflects, that's a sense of insecurity, isn't it? That I've made my position strong on the internet. I won't allow a new entrepreneur to come in.
It's monopolizing the market, which is not fair.
You want to hear the other side?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's hear it from Chairman of the Association Telecom Council. Sir, the argument is very simple. And the way I understand it is this. Here is the internet, Mr. Ramachandran. The internet is the most equalizing. Yeah. It's the most free platform. It's a liberating platform. Any genius can come out. Right? You can have a company that's worth billions of dollars on the one side versus one good idea on the other. Right? In between this experience called the internet and the consumers who you make money on, you come in. The way you are behaving is almost to say we own the internet. So we are going to build in a set of discriminatory rules, regulations, and build a system whereby we can decide who's at which speed, who's freely accessible, and who's not. I mean, I have not heard of something more ridiculous than that, Mr. Ramachandran, with the greatest of respect.
His words.
Yes, please. These are my words, not Tanmay's.
Let me clarify. Let me first clarify that I am come here not for representing any telcos, anybody. That's my first disclaimer. I have come as the chairman of ASSOCHAM, National Telecoms Council, as an independent consultant. And I want to also state that I'm completely amazed at the amount of misunderstanding on the subject that's going around, the amount of misrepresentations going around. Because very simply put, it is not a question of net neutrality at all. I'll talk about net neutrality. Give me a couple of minutes, Arnab. First thing is, here we are dealing with an issue where there are three types of entities. Two are commercial entities. One is a private, individual, personal user. I am a personal user. Arnab, you are a personal user. So we belong to the last category. There are two commercial entities. One is the telco, and the other is the content provider, whether you call it Flipkart or Amazon, whatever the names. There are various types of content providers. They are in it for money. They are for commerce. So let's keep that aside. Understand that and then get why are we worked up about something which the end user
No,
is
no,
getting
no, one sec. The question is freedom.
No,
I'm on a very basic standpoint. One second.
It's a freedom.
Mr. Ramachandran, I'll come to you. Mr. Ramachandran, I'll come to you. I give you one example.
No, I want to say something.
Okay, Shazia, before you come in, I'm just saying one thing. What you are saying, why should I be forced to use social media platform A instead of social media platform B?
Nobody is forcing you.
No, one second. Allow me to complete. Allow me to complete. My cell phone provider. Mr. Ramachandran, hear me. Mr. Ramachandran, hear me.
You can choose.
Mr. Ramachandran, you can say you can choose. Right now, the fact is, the choice is open to all. My cell phone provider will have a commercial relationship with a social media platform. My cell phone provider will then give preference to that social media platform. Obviously, you don't expect us to believe there is no financial transaction between the both of you. Why should I be forced to buy groceries online at website A? No, sir. Sir, the telecom company cannot come in between me and the internet. Simple. You can't come in between me and the internet.
This is not a hypothetical situation. Let's take what's happened in America, for example.
Internet is open,
also,
free.
if I may make a point. If I may make
It's a
point,
real situation.
Who wants to come in? One second. Shazia comes in, the BJP.
Point.
Go ahead, we'll come back.
I
just want to...
Shazia, please, then I'll come back to you.
I think all stakeholders are equally...
Can I...
Just a small point.
Priyanka, after Shazia, please, let's regulate this.
It is not just the ISPs. Just a small point.
When he talks about...
It's a 1 minute.
Priyanka and Shazia, at least on this issue, you can agree on something.
Whether it's a Twitter, they all started as small-time startups and they gained fame simply because people liked the experience that they were on. So when we talk about these business providers, we also need to understand that they were given that freedom, they were given that space on the World Wide Web to prove themselves by introducing something like zero rating.
They have that even
end up
today.
doing is killing competition, no, sir, by introducing this kind of zero rating system and controlling what people serve, what we end up doing is giving space to people, established brand names over startups that would want to come up in the future and could be an effective competition to already established brands.
Mr. Ramachandran,
my limited point on this, sir.
No, one second. Mr. Ramachandran, let's be very clear.
May I come in?
Yeah.
First, let's address first.
Mr. Arnab, please understand that it is completely free. If you are paying X rupees for accessing Amazon or Kindle or whatever, you'll continue to pay that. You get the same quality of service. All you are having here is where one content provider has an arrangement with a service provider, telco.
Why?
So that he pays it and his customers are free.
Why?
So why are you
that is the problem. That's the point I wanted to make.
No, but why? I'm sorry. No, that's where it's undemocratic. No, what's Mr. Ramachandran? Mr. Ramachandran, 1 minute. Mr. Ramachandran, 1 minute. I'm going to Roshan also now. 1 minute.
It's a problem.
Priyanka, minute. One second.
That takes away...
Ladies and gentlemen, one at a time.
I just wanted to make a point. I don't think the lady allowed me to make this point.
Okay, Shazia, make your point.
This is the point I wanted to make, because there can't be an arrangement between a content provider separately or an app maker, so to speak, with an ISP or a telco that takes away the level playing field. Okay. And in the world, especially in India, where there is inequity everywhere,
why are you
let there be digital equity.
No, 1 second. I'm not. No, that is no. Watch it, Mr. Ramachandran. Shazia, 1 minute. I want to tell Mr. Ramachandran. His words were. No, 1 second. 1 second, Shazia, please, for God's sake, on this subject. Priyanka, listen to me. Can I speak to Mr. Ramachandran? Can we just Mr. Ramachandran, what did you say? Why are you mollycoddling? No, watch it. Mr. Ramachandran, don't take it otherwise.
Yeah, you want to mollycoddle some people. Then they are adults.
Really? And why? Okay, so let me ask you equally. Let me ask you equally, Mr. Ramachandran. Why do you want some people to pay you bribes?
Sure.
1 second. Why do you want some people to pay you bribes? Not you, the mobile companies. These are bribes they will be paying.
Nobody is saying bribe.
It is like a bribe. It is nothing but a bribe. It is nothing but a bribe.
They are attempting to legalize the bribe.
Sir, these are legalized bribes.
It is like the toll-free
call. Sir, these are legalized bribes. This is an attempted
calls.
Mr. Ramachandran,
don't use 1-800 call.
Mr. Ramachandran, let me ask you a couple of questions. Please understand the bigger issue. Don't look at it only from your industry perspective. My point is, please understand this.
I'm not industry.
I'm sure you're not.
I'm not industry.
I'm sure you are not. I am sure you are not, sir. But I'll tell you one thing. people are not foolish. You see, on this issue.
I'm standing for a principled approach.
I understand. So am I standing for a principle, sir. That principle is called freedom.
Freedom is available to you.
Sir, freedom is not provided. Sir, freedom is provided to me by my constitution, not by mobile phone companies. No, the question is this. Roshan Abbas comes into the debate. Let's take an issue. Let's say there are two companies. Both companies have websites. Both these websites deal with renting or buying of property. Website A goes to telecom provider A, right? And says to telecom provider A, here is X amount of money, which Mr. Ramachandran may say is a legitimate business transaction, which I call a bribe. What does that financial transaction create? A situation where website A gets prominence in a particular pack of telecom company A, website B, what happens to website B in the meantime?
For example, website A could be provided for free for new users who sign up to the telecom.
Done with Airtel
Zero rating.
Can we have two people at a time on the screen?
Zero rating is a more nuanced debate. What zero rating does is it kills competition. And while the argument is that zero rating is fantastic for the have-nots as of now, because you kill competition in the future, that could pose problems. Because it was a level playing field in 1996 to 1997 when call rates were 16 rupees, only because it was competitive are call rates now less than 1 rupee. Because of competition, consumer benefits because of competition in the long run.
Competition.
Sir, please understand.
Has toll-free killed competition?
No, Arnab.
Toll-free killed competition.
At a basic level,
History of telecom.
Mr. Ramachandran, at a basic level, I'll get Mr. Ramachandran.
Yeah.
What am I telling you today?
Yes.
I'm saying two things. One, I'm saying the TRAI and the government are nobody to get in between a free internet experience and the consumer. A. B. Any form of payment between people who are on the internet, making money of the internet and mobile phone companies, to give preferential access to some websites and companies at the expense is always at the expense of others, and hence it's some form of carriage money or bribe. You can call it, it's nothing but in sophisticated terms. Fact is, the consumer, Roshan, who is paying for the internet should have the freedom of deciding how he experiences the internet. It's bizarre to say I pay for using the internet and then you come in the way. Roshan to Mr. Ramachandran. Yeah.
Arnab. Just sir, look at a couple of things. If this was a topic that we really wanted to discuss openly, why has TRAI put up this? I mean, number one, the name of that report is so vague that if you were to go, nobody would recognize it.
Thank God for Save the Internet. Thank God for free the internet. Between 5 links.
When you go to that site, there are 20 questions which you have to answer which nobody could understand. Again, thank God for Free the Internet and Save the Internet that they made it easier for people to do it. Otherwise, we would be buried under this subterfuge and suddenly it would disappear. One of the few places that are left free to us is the Internet. On one side, there is great talent which comes out and consumers find it. If you're going to control that talent, if you're going to make people pay for access to that talent, I mean, there are very few places in the world that are left that are free to us as creators, for people like AIB, even for websites, even for people who are doing e-commerce. I mean, let your product speak for itself. Let the quality of your service speak for itself. Don't let the bandwidth suddenly put a throttle around my neck.
I want to answer the toll-free.
That's my problem with it.
The toll-free question.
And answer coming to you. Okay, let him answer. Let him answer that. Tanmay, then you can go.
Sir,
no, watch. Let him answer that. Yeah.
Roshan.
Yeah.
Roshan. No, nobody is coming between you and the internet. Internet is open. We support full transparency, full openness, and no discrimination whatsoever. We are all for that only. But why are you against the content provider? Why are you smartly trying to transfer the cost from the content provider to the end user? I'm the end user. If I'm getting it free like a toll-free call, why are you upset about it?
Sir, the question is...
So
the question is several reasons. Several reasons. Several reasons come in the way, but I'll let Raghav argue that. I'll let Raghav argue that. Shazia, a minute. I'll let Raghav argue that he's not coming yet. Raghav, please.
The fact of the matter is...
Raghav.
See, the fact of the matter is that these telecom operators, it's an oligopoly. They work in a cartel, and if you go through the entire report that has been put up on the website, one can very clearly say that it has been made under a very strong influence of lobbying. In that report, only one perspective has been written, that is the perspective of the COAI, that is the Cellular Operator Association of India. Perspective of the general people who access the internet, people who are involved with startups, web techs, etc. has not been taken. All these people who are promoting these or supporting, the controlling of the functioning of the internet by these telecom providers are essentially saying that there should be discrimination and inequality. You see, the fundamentals of internet, the fundamentals of the functioning of internet is openness, freedom, and equality. There should be no discrimination vis-a-vis speed, usage, cost, access, etc. Now, please understand that, this, even the chairperson of TRAI last year in a conference said that many lobbyists are approaching him with this. He has been on record on various public platforms stated that many lobbyists, particularly of the COAI, have contacted him and have said that we want to make money from this venture, we want this revenue stream incorporated, we want this, we want that. Essentially what they're trying to say is that we are making enough money through internet usage charges, but we want a pie in your share, in the share of innovation of the person who's creating that application, in the share of revenue of the person who's making that website, who's giving that service, etc. It is nothing but an attempt of, the tail trying to wag the dog. Internet is a public utility, and spectrum is a public resource that belongs to all of us. Just because it has been leased out to them for a particular span of time does not mean that they will dictate the terms as to how do we use that. The TRAI and the government are nobody to curtail the rights of freedom of access vis-a-vis internet. I don't know what is wrong with this government. This government from the very beginning has come across as a pro-discrimination government, whether it's your right of voting, whether it's what you want to eat, what you want to see, which movie do you want to see. You have to watch a Marathi movie from 6 to 9. You can't eat a particular cuisine. You can't view certain websites. I don't know what is wrong with this government. And if the BJP spokesperson, if the BJP spokesperson on the panel is pro-network neutrality, then they should bring in a legislation. They should amend the Information Technology Act and explicitly ban any ISP from indulging in this. You should
can you 1 second,
an ordinance, bring in a
Priyanka, I won't let 3 people speak at the same time. You will have to be no moderators. No, please do it, please. Right now, please. 1 second. 1 second. This is please stop. 1 second, please. Priyanka, Shazia, and all. You see,
speaking outright about net neutrality.
Priyanka, this is not a political debate. Priyanka, this is not a political debate. It's a citizen debate.
No, it's not about politics. You also need to understand where Bharatiya Janata Party stands on most of the issues today. Ever since they've come into power, they have been concentrating only on these issues. They have been trying to control what we wear, what we see, what we watch, what we eat. They've been doing that, and this is a part of that.
Why are we back to beef? Why are we back to that? Let's focus on the issue.
I want to stay on the issue, and Priyanka, 1 second.
Can I speak?
Just a minute. Shazia, a minute. Let me. Priyanka and Shazia, don't do this because you're going to be unfair to the people. You're going to be very unfair to the people tonight if you do this. You are going to be very unfair to people. 1 second, please. Shazia and Priyanka, don't do this. Don't do this.
I didn't do it.
24th of April.
You have talking about BJP.
1 second, please, Priyanka, Shazia and Raghav. Raghav, don't do this. Raghav, this is not about a Delhi election. Please stop. Gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, please stop.
I had given it a wish list.
Priyanka, won't you stop 1 minute? Priyanka, will you stop? I'm making a request, Priyanka.
It's so predictable and petty.
Priyanka, you see what happens is, and I want to talk to the viewers. What happens, dear viewers, if you're watching this, I'll tell you why what Priyanka and Shazia are doing right now along with Raghav is going to hurt you. Because they will fight among themselves. Okay, so you're not doing it. Let me speak to the viewers. Let me speak to the viewers. Shazia, let me speak to the viewers. Let me speak to the viewers.
Please don't take my
I'm saying this, and please, can this be moderated? The issue is, people are watching right now. People are looking at their phones, and I'm saying this to you tonight.
Yes.
There is disaster ahead of us. There is disaster striking us in our face. Now, these corporates and their PR companies and all these people can create any kind of noise to say that, you know what, we're not going to hurt people's interests. I just want to break a little bit of news tonight, if you allow. Can I break a little bit of news tonight to especially Mr. Ramachandran? Mr. Ramachandran, can I put out some breaking news on the program specially for you tonight? Are you listening?
Please tell me. Please tell me. Please tell me. Yeah.
I hate to break it to you in the middle of news, Mr. Ramachandran. But the breaking news for you is that the internet is not a commodity that is owned by a bunch of corporate entities who have got licenses. By the way, they don't own it. And therefore, the idea of allowing a telecom company to direct usage of the layman's internet consumption is utterly ridiculous, because it's like saying that Airtel, Vodafone, Reliance and so on own parts of the World Wide Web in India and can therefore make certain platforms easier to access than others.
What I said.
No, Mr. Ramachandran.
I was the one who said it is open and transparent.
No, Mr. Ramachandran, that's where I want to.
Stood for
Mr. Ramachandran, Mr. Ramachandran, understand this. Mr. Ramachandran, understand this. Be logical. One second. Mr. Ramachandran, understand this and be logical about it. Tanmay also wants to add something to you. But my point is there are approximately 140 million smartphone users in our country. All of these 140 million smartphone users in our country pay for internet on their smartphone. By definition, paying for a service means you get a service in return for a price. Please explain to me, if service providers start charging and making, 1 minute sir, making additional money, sorry sir, allow me to complete, making additional money off whether WhatsApp, Facebook or Skype, what service is the consumer getting in return for buying an internet pack in the first place? And you know, you people, that is you, the mobile phone companies and these companies who are going to pay you money are making money at the expense of the user. So you're making money at the expense of the user and then saying,
say something.
Sir, please understand, sir, please have an open mind tonight. You may make a lot of money off this. Sir, these telecom companies might make a lot of money off this, but this is so unfair. Tanmay, please.
Sir, just
go ahead, Tanmay.
This is a more nuanced, there is a more nuanced conversation here than just black and white. Let me refute your point, sir. Let me refute a point, sir. You mentioned toll-free numbers. What are the problems with toll-free numbers? First of all, that is an invalid argument, because toll-free numbers are not the primary service, all right? They're peripheral services. Here we're talking about access to a direct source of income.
1 minute, sir. Let him complete.
Of someone's business. Second point. Companies buying data to provide free access to consumers. Companies buying data to provide free access to consumers, what that essentially means is that you are using the internet, you are dispensing data on the basis of what the companies want and not what the end user wants. There is an inherent flaw in the way this works. Never mind that it is unfair to a bunch of never mind it's unfair, it blocks out so many new ideas to come in. If it wasn't for net neutrality, you would not have a Facebook, you would not have a Zomato, you would not have a Flipkart or any of these companies. Fact is that something like this,
900 million
it makes it difficult for a new idea.
Okay, let him respond to you. Yeah, respond,
you want to stop that?
Yeah, respond. What's your point, sir?
No, let me respond. You want 900 million subscribers who are getting it free to be stopped and a few content providers to make all the money.
Okay, what's
and
a few?
all the way to the bank.
One minute. Sorry, sir. I think you should have more confidence in your own business. I'm sorry if you paid the government a lot of money for the licenses. You should have done your business plan well before indirectly trying to pass it on to the consumer. But that's not the argument. That's not the argument. We have Rajan Matthews joining us. So we have Rajan Matthews joining us, Director General of the Telecom Operators, Cell Phone Operators, Cellular Operators Association of India. Now, sir, please give me Mr. Rajan Matthews. Good evening. You're smiling tonight, but many people are very, worried this evening.
Good evening.
You give me one good reason. Give me one good reason why the consumer who pays for the internet should not be allowed complete, total, and Roshan Abbas will respond to you after your comment. Complete, total, absolute, free, unquestionable, unfettered freedom to choose what platform on which he or she consumes its news, or the application he or she decides to chat on, or the grocery store he or she wants to buy from, etc., etc. The consumer must be allowed 100%, not 99.99% freedom to decide how they want to use the internet they've already paid for. Mr. Rajan Matthews, please.
So Arnab, that's a good desired state to be in.
Desired state?
We're not there yet. Let me just say, yes, it is a desired state. We agree that, yes, customers should have unfettered access, and we do provide that. Please remember that we are really talking about two separate layers here. You're talking about our network, and then you're talking about the internet, which are really two distinct issues. We pay to have customers come on our network. We give them all services. We've ushered in the voice revolution, and we will usher in the data revolution. And that was not achieved by ignoring our customers. Believe me, it was ensuring that we understood customers' sentiment.
In 1885, which essentially says that Skype is illegal. So let's not give you credit for the voice revolution. Let's not give you credit for it.
No, you know,
Roshan Abbas countering you. Rajan Matthews, Roshan Abbas countering you.
I just want to make one simple point to you. Sir, you've got to look at one thing. You know, in the day of SMS, when everybody was making lots of money off the SMSs, suddenly people came up with platforms which could just use data, and that's how we started communicating. Suddenly the whole plan changed. The price plans changed. Everything moved towards data pricing. We were okay with that as consumers. We are still okay paying for what we are using. But when we are paying for what we are using, regulating at the other end what we can consume because of somebody paying more money or less money, as I think just infringes on my basic right as a consumer. And on the other side, it becomes an unfair platform for the creator. I mean, somebody might be doing an essential medical service, but then there's maybe a big healthcare group which pays money and says they should get access to my site. That's being unfair to the consumer.
The argument, okay, one second. Rajan Matthews wants to respond to that. The argument being put at this time, 9:36 p.m. The hashtag is free the net. Mr. Rajan Matthew, I know you want to come in. I just want to say that after his response, I will get the political responses in. But the principle that Roshan Abbas has put tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is the principle of egalitarianism. For example, a certain established, privileged and rich website. One second. I'll just summarize what he's saying. Free the net is the subject. A certain established and privileged website will pay a certain amount of money as a commercial tie-up with a certain internet provider or telecom company. They will be assured that the common man can have seamless access to their website when signed in from their phone. How is that egalitarian? That is draconian.
So
that is not egalitarian, that is completely draconian. No, how is it egalitarian for the startup owner who has a limited amount of money but a brilliant idea?
So Arnab, let me focus you on the net neutrality issue, and most folks will look at the FCC in the US as the most liberal form of articulation of this, and even the FCC has bifurcated the issue of net neutrality versus what is called zero rating. One is a pricing issue and one is a network neutrality issue. Unfortunately, we are doing too much to confuse and collate the two, and that's leading to a lot of this misapprehension.
I think what you're saying is, don't complicate it, sir. It's as simple as this. What you're saying is that should net neutrality be allowed into our country? We are a democracy, sir. We are not a democracy that lives on the free will of the mobile phone operators. And I dare say today, no mobile phone operator.
And we don't expect
no mobile phone
Arnab,
operator can come between me and the freedom given to me by my constitution. And should net neutrality be axed in our country, you are effectively saying that a person who expresses opinion on Twitter can be allowed to do it if only they pay for it. On what ground should a service provider be the one who effectively stifles the constitutional right of everyone's entitlement for free speech? This comes down to an argument of free speech on a public platform. It's going to be a big debate, and I tell you, sir, you're not going to win this one. One second. Questions coming your way from Tanmay and also from Raghav. Tanmay.
So I agree with you when you say that the idea of net neutrality and zero rating, they're both slightly, there's more nuance to it than a black and white. I agree with you. My question to you is, if you knew that this is a complicated argument, did you really think a 118-page document that can probably only be understood if you have 5 degrees of MBA, did you really think that is the right way to reach out to the people and get their opinion?
But that's the method. The principle itself is wrong, Tanmay, on this one.
It is. Did you really think that is the ideal way to have a deadline within a month? Did you think that's how you will get opinions? That is my question to you as someone who's from the CEO.
I also want to quote at this point of time to both the representative of the Cellular Operators Association of India as well as ASSOCHAM. Sir, gentlemen, I want to quote to you what Berners-Lee, the inventor of the World Wide Web, said last year, and contrast tonight for yourself how your position goes against those people who invented the internet. He said, and I quote, the father of the internet said this, and I quote to you tonight, and I'm asking our government, And I'm asking the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India why they want to come in between the internet, those who invented it, and those people who are now seeing a commercial incentive in trying to sniff at it. You know, stifling the internet is as bad as throttling the internet in some countries like China. In China, they don't allow YouTube to come in, or they don't allow Twitter. 1 second. This is as bad as that, because it's bad to get access at a price as bad as it is to be denied access for a certain reason of stifling democracy. This is going to be a big public campaign. Berners-Lee said, and I quote, "Of course, it's not just about blocking and throttling. It's also about stopping, quote-unquote, positive discrimination. When one internet operator favors one particular service over another, if we don't explicitly outlaw this,
Absolutely.
we hand immense power to telcos and online service operators. In effect, they can become gatekeepers, able to pick winners and losers in a market and favor their own sites, services and platforms over those of others. This would crowd out competition and snuff out innovative new services even before they see the light of day." So I think this ends the argument. Mr. Kullar of the TRA should only read this part. 1 second. I think we have a couple of questions coming your way also. Who wants to respond? So, Mr. Ramachandran, you want to respond? Go ahead. And then we'll take the political responses. Raghav, after Mr. Ramachandran.
I would like to clarify. First of all, I would like to say that the founders of the internet never spoke of net neutrality. In fact, they built into their standards matters for prioritization of traffic.
Sir, please don't go by semantics. Don't go by semantics. Sorry, sir.
You are trying to mislead.
No, I'm not misleading, sir. You are not accepting. I'm not misleading. Will you agree?
No, second point
No, I'm asking you, Mr. Ramachandran. No, Mr. Ramachandran, answer my question. I'm asking you, will you agree to what the World Wide Web warned, the inventor of the World Wide Web warned in the debate on net neutrality, and it was a debate on net neutrality, that we will be entitling corporate giants to handpick winners and losers in the markets over those of others?
No, that is not the question.
This is the nightmare becoming a reality.
What you're saying is,
no, let him reply.
Different types of services.
So what different types? Suppose
you have an email service or a YouTube service or a Netflix.
No. I'm letting Raghav Chadha come in. Raghav Chadha, please. Raghav.
So let me break it down in simple terms. I think both the representatives, one from ASSOCHAM and the other from COI, is trying to confuse the entire issue by bringing in complex terms and technicalities. Let me break it down in a very simple analogy. Mr. Ramachandran, if you go and buy a car, be it a SUV, a hatchback, a sports car, whichever car you like, and the car manufacturer says that in order to open the dashboard when you buy the car, you will have to pay me 50 rupees. To drive the car at 40 kilometers an hour, you will have to pay me 100 rupees. Every time you open the boot of the car, you will have to pay me 900 rupees. If this is how a service or a commodity that you have purchased will function and the pricing model will function, how is this equality? Please understand this entire, and all of us must recognize this. These lobbies, the COAI has been lobbying effectively for this. If you read through the entire paper that has been published,
that is such a ludicrous analogy. It's not even worth responding.
Hold on. I brought in the political debate because we have recently seen that the government of the day succumbing to tobacco lobby, and that is why I pointed out that we should not succumb to the ISP and the telecom lobby.
Raghav, what's that? Roshan Abbas. Please.
Warn you that Arnab. You said that's a wrong analogy. I think there's a beautiful analogy which All India Bakchod gave actually in their video, where they said you take access to a park. There are swings.
Absolutely.
I get to a swing and you say this swing only moves at X speed and that swing moves at Y speed. Why? Why should you be allowed that? Reliance is launching Reliance Jio. They're going to launch
I'll give you the same analogy.
One at a time. Let Roshan complete. No, nobody else will.
You're constantly making, and I can just tell you, let's not make this political. I beg of everyone, please don't make it political, simply because as consumers, we have a right and we should be allowed that right of freedom, man. That's it. Let's not get political about it.
I won't let you make it at the center has a responsibility to ensure that there is network neutrality. They need to bring in a law to explicitly outlaw.
Can I not have everyone together? Yes, I know that. Can I please not have everyone together in that case? 1 second, please. The point is this, sir. I hope your government is seeing the sentiments of the people on this issue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll open up the lines in a minute. We're going to take some live phone calls on the subject.
No, before that, I want to make a point.
Priyanka is making a point. Yes, Priyanka. Priyanka.
No, all I'd like to tell Roshan is that nobody would want to push their own political agenda here. But considering that we talk about how they're trying to take away our constitutional right of freedom of choice and how they are also trying to thwart how democracy works in the country, it becomes the government's responsibility to step in and get these telecom companies to toe the line. Surprisingly, the government of India has been extremely silent and have been choosing to talk about TRAI procedure as well as forming a committee. Yeah. So that's when a question arises.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Two agendas which become very clear.
No, I agree, Priyanka. Point is made. Point is made. Therefore, one second. Therefore, let me put a pointed question to Shazia. Shazia, 1 minute. Just listen to the question before you come in, please.
Yes,
you see, one second. Shazia, you must listen to the question.
For a long time.
No, Shazia, I know you're waiting for. You must listen. I am also waiting for a long time to ask you a question.
But I wanted to
just a minute. No. You can't ask questions.
Sure.
You have no right to ask questions tonight.
No, I'm not asking.
Because it is your government. You must answer. No, sorry, Shazia.
I'm saying
sorry, Shazia. The shoe pinches when it's on the other foot. You're in the government tonight. No, Shazia. You can't do this. You can't get away. No, you're not in the opposition on this. No, please understand. Shazia, please. Shazia, no. Listen to me. No, Shazia, I won't let you. My question is very simple tonight. Very simple. You see, your government. Allow me. Your government speaks of digital India, digital inclusion, etc., etc. Then, for God's sake, reassure people that the internet will remain free and unrestricted to the consumers, whether buyers, surfers, or young entrepreneurs. What Ravi Shankar Prasad must say is that there will be net neutrality under any circumstances. You can't say the government will take an informed decision because Mr. Khullar says of the TRAI, we'll have to find a midway. I don't understand the midway between complete freedom and near freedom, or complete freedom and half freedom. You have all or nothing, freedom or no freedom. And I'm saying tonight, if you're watching the debate, let there be a campaign on this subject. I'm asking this question to everyone watching the Newshour tonight in a choice between freedom or half freedom. Is it a choice? Your government needs to reassure us, Shazia. Your government is not reassuring us. You can't use the TRAI for this.
All the people
you have to take a clear position on
net neutrality. I salute them. I think
you are passing the buck.
Will do their bit. They will squeeze out and do
Why
their best.
Pass it to the people? You've been elected.
No, nobody is.
You've been elected.
Nobody is.
While they speak.
No, exactly. Which is where Ravi Shankar Prasad has had a big consultation. Which is why this
what consultation? If your government. No. What consultation? If you're.
Speak in a folk tongue. Of course. Their spokespersons come.
Okay, one of you at a time. Shazia, counter coming for you from Priyanka. Only Priyanka now, please.
So that is when you have to question the government.
I haven't even answered the question.
No, but your question is if the government wanted an informed opinion and consultation from the people.
In a folk tongue. Your actions and your words don't match.
Priyanka, can I please, Priyanka, you want to let the BJP off the hook so easily? Priyanka, do not make it an ordinary attempt to take political pot shots. Shazia, listen, my second question to you tonight, and you are really in a spot, aren't you? If the government wanted an informed opinion and consultation from the people regarding net neutrality. 1 second. No, please listen. No, Shazia, you have to listen to the question. There would have been a more active outreach to get the people to respond to the TRAI questionnaire. That has a deadline of 24th of April.
My dear friend, you must answer. There is first time, and I'm proud to say that the wider consultations are underway. Ravi Shankar Prasad, the minister, has done the work much before I had to as a spokesperson in January itself by allowing the committee to be there.
I find it strange.
Online campaign and advocacy
Shazia,
for both net literacy.
Shazia, I want to remind you that the BJP's entire election campaign was based upon the principle of net neutrality.
Frontiers.
1 second, please. 1 second. Shazia, remember this. Remember this. Now we are going to everyone tonight. Can I get the others in, please, on the panel? 1 second on the screen. Shazia, no, it's not working.
TRAI's recommendations are not binding.
Shazia, if the TRAI's recommendations are not binding, then why are you passing it on to the TRAI? Remember this, the BJP.
What is binding? Then why are we even
because
going
they are not
through the entire
binding.
charade.
There is a telecom commission.
This is not working.
It's the first process. There is a committee in
Okay,
place.
Priyanka and
This is
Shazia,
working
please
independently
hold
of
back.
The fact
there is a
that
telecom
the
commission as
BJP
well. I'm just explaining the process.
The fact that the BJP wants to debate
Yes,
discrimination,
Raghav, we could help it. What
legislations
happened to
to bring in
free
discrimination
Wi-Fi,
and inequality
What happened to free
is
Wi-Fi? You
dangerous
all are waiting.
in the very first
You want it to
place.
be
Number one.
political.
Number
There is a
two,
free Wi-Fi,
this
Raghav.
government
Please
spoke
answer that.
about
Which cellular
about
provider
minimum
had
regulation
arrangement?
and maximum
Which ISP
business.
provider
Now,
has
Okay,
this
so
by
I'm making-
bringing out
no,
even
free
discussing
Wi-Fi,
this.
This is okay. Let's simplify this for the political parties. Please listen to me now. Listen to me, Shazia. Listen to me. No, 1 minute. Shazia, listen to me. Shazia, listen. Priyanka, stop. Priyanka, stop. Priyanka, 1 minute.
TRII consultant.
Priyanka, it doesn't work. You see, the corporates are smiling. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why the corporates are smiling. Shazia and Priyanka, you'll have to stop, otherwise I'll have to put your audio down. The reason I'm saying this, please listen to me, please. Just understand this. The reason for, no, I'm doing it for the public interest. The reason today the corporates are smiling, and why Mr. Matthews is smiling, and why Mr. Ramachandran is smiling, because this is exactly what they want, with the greatest of respect to them. They want to politicize this issue slightly. They want people to take a stand. They want it to get politicized, and they want to create a situation where the TRAI, says as they've said, we'll find a middle ground. TRAI is an advisory body where the government says, oh, there is such a debate over this, there is this side and that side, we'll have to take time to discuss. And whenever you take time to discuss, basically a lot of effort will go on in the next 6 to 9 to 10 months. I'm just saying it plainly, Mr. Matthews, in lobbying, pushing, guiding, advising, or whatever other semantics you want to use to describe the process of influencing. Now, my problem, Mr. Matthews, is with the attempt to influence. Let me ask you a basic question. Suppose there is a general election. Roshan, you will answer, you will take it from the other side. Roshan and Tanmay are listening to you. Suppose there is a general election, and there are 3 political parties which are trying to form the government in India. Mr. Matthews, I hope you are with me. Party A comes to you and says, listen, I've launched an app for the election. I want it to reach the maximum number of people. Comes to mobile company A. And party B says, I also have an app. I can pay you X amount of money. Party B says, I'll pay you X plus Y. Right? Party C says, I can't pay you any money. Right? Now, telecom companies will use this principle which you're introducing today to say that party B will give you first preference. We'll put you in this pack with this kind of unfettered access. We'll give you this, your app will download like this.
Party A will buy data from the telecom company and offer it for free.
That's right.
Now, the problem with this system is, say there's a poor kid who wants to buy books. Amazon has tied up with a company. Hypothetically, the poor kid, because he's so used to accessing free internet, he only has access to the books on this particular website. Do you, as a regulatory authority, why are you catering to this skewed agenda of a telecom company as opposed to empowering the little kid?
Yeah.
While you are doing it under the guise of, well, at least
actually, I didn't complete my question. My question is the internet and the usage of the internet. You understand, Mr. Matthews, as we go deeper into this argument, and I can assure you of something, Mr. Matthews, if you want to know. We are going to get deeper into this. We are going to question everything. And the basic issue that I'm going to question is this. Roshan, could a telecom company have had the courage to tell the BJP, for example, before the election, pay us this amount of money to put your app out, ahead of the Congress app, which would we charge a little less, right? And if they don't have the courage to take money from prime ministerial candidates and political parties, then how can they take the money from anyone else? That's a more fundamental question, Roshan. And I think the government's got itself into a spot on this.
That's what I'm constantly saying. I said it in the beginning that there are very few things that are left that I can claim to be free and my own. The internet is like a breath now. I mean, it's as important to us as that. If someone controls, how much, where, what rate, what speed, and God forbid, what part of the air is sponsored by who and to what degree. So if I'm only in a BJP corner, do I get to breathe, or I'm in the next corner and I get to breathe, or, forget the politics of it. If I'm next to a website, e-commerce is where I'll be able to consume and not another another place. I mean, that's just ridiculous. You're making a mockery of the few things that are left that are free, and by disguising it in this website, thank God you guys bought it out. Thank God Save the Internet, Free the Internet happened. Otherwise, those signatures would not happen. And tomorrow my fear is that if those signatures do not go up to a couple of crores, they'll say, hey, there's 30 million, you've only got 3 lakh signatures. That doesn't count for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the danger of these kind of debates. So please stay with it till the point that we get the internet free.
And the reason, Roshan,
Brazil, it has to happen here. It has to happen.
The reason we are asking the BJP tonight is because the viewers are very, very informed on this particular subject. I think on this one, the cellular operators lobby, whoever it is, will not be able to get this passed, because for the fundamental reason, Mr. Matthew, if there is one political party today, which is why Shazia is in a bit of a soup tonight, that should stand up for the internet to remain not just partially free or totally free.
No, I'm not in a soup. I'm not in a soup. You didn't.
Okay, you're not in a soup.
More points.
So
I wanted to make more points.
I might be able to respond to your question.
I want to make
Let
one
me
more
respond.
point.
Shazia, let me complete my question.
Just one point I want to make, sir. I have to go to another debate.
No, one second. Would you pay money? Would you pay money? Would the BJP pay money? One second. No. Would the BJP pay money to any cellular? No. Would the BJP pay money? Would the Bharti Airtel Party pay money to any cellular operator to get a BJP app ahead?
I want to make one more point.
1 second. You can't make the point without answering the question. I have a question for you, Shazia. Take the question. My question is this. I'll take 10 seconds in the question. You can't run away without answering this question. My question is this. Shazia, now you know this is, you need to answer this question. No, you are not agreeing with me. You need to listen to my question. Shazia, you need to, before you leave tonight, listen to my question. Shazia, you need to listen to my question. You can't run away. Okay, you run away without answering the question. You can run away without answering the question.
I'm not running away.
Because you're not listening to the question. You want to make a statement and run away.
You must hear.
You want to make a statement and run away without listening to the question.
What I want to say is very.
You may want to say anything. You have to listen to the question.
Why I'm all for what AIB
you may or may not be. You answer the question.
No, Arnab, I want to say something too. It will add. It will help. It is part of what you're saying. It is part of what you're saying.
No, it's not part of what. How do you know what I'm saying?
It is a tough point.
How do you know? Shazia,
be happy with the point.
Shazia, listen, please. Shazia, listen, please.
If you hear me.
Shazia, listen.
If you hear me. I'm saying.
I think this is very unpleasant. You need to listen, Shazia. Shazia, you're behaving like a telecom company now.
Zero. Listen. Okay, thank you very much for saying that. So, but you are behaving like a telecom company throughout. It's only today that.
Can I ask you the question, please? Allow me.
The point I want to make is, Arnab, the point. Arnab, I will answer. Listen to me first. But it'll take 1 second. We could have finished this. Very often, the content provider. The service provider and could be the same as the content provider. There's conflict of interest too, which is why I'm all for this campaign.
Okay. So
that will stifle voices. So I'm saying exactly what you're saying.
How can you be part of the campaign and be part of a government that's passed it to the TRA on the other? It's absurd.
It can't be surreptitious.
I don't know.
But why? Because what is the government saying? What is the minister saying?
Exactly nothing. That's my problem.
Consultations on the issue.
No, that's called passing the buck.
There should be no
in simple English
whatsoever.
Come on.
He said the internet is a creation of the mind, and there has to be no discrimination whatsoever.
You know the party, your party.
I'm all for it.
All right. Amol Mandor from Mumbai is a chartered accountant. I'm going to take a couple of callers. Amol Mandor from Mumbai is a chartered accountant. But before that, I am going to certainly, Amol, before I come to you, I'm going to try to just shout over Shazia to tell her the point that I wanted to make. My point is simply this. This is a political party called the BJP that should stand up for the internet to remain free, for customers to get absolute freedom of choice, because the BJP used the internet and its platforms to make Modi the Prime Minister of this country. You use the internet as a utility. You have to take a clear stand against corporates who are trying to make it a luxury for some people.
Parties use it.
Amol Mandor from Mumbai is a chartered accountant. Amol Mandor from Mumbai is a chartered accountant. Amol, good evening. Speak up, Amol.
Good evening, Arnab.
Speak up, Amol.
So first of all, as you said, this is not a public utility only, but this is a necessity. And I don't want to politicize this, but the very fact we elected BJP was to give this level playing field. But anyways, now coming to my question. What I think Asochem, Mr. Ramchandran earlier said, that maybe they are providing this free to the consumer users. So what's the problem? The problem is what exactly Arnab earlier mentioned, that there is a financial transaction which will be indirectly passed to the consumers. Today they are doing this so that they want us to make a habit of it. Tomorrow they will be indirectly burdening. Where will Flipkart recover this cost from? They will recover it from the consumers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They'll get the access, they'll build the monopoly, and they'll pass on the cost. And the free market principle on which the Indian economy is supposed to work, and especially the internet economy, will go for a toss. Who'd like to answer that? Mr. Matthews, please. Mr. Matthews, answer that. Or Mr. Ramachandran, or maybe both of you. Yes, Mr. Matthews.
So bait and switch.
Mr. Arnab, you constantly keep talking about the freedom that ought to be enjoyed on the internet, and we agree with that, but you recognize that there's no such thing as absolute freedom, you know.
I don't think so.
Stops where my nose begins.
No, I don't think so. I believe in absolute freedom.
Where those lines are between the two.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Are you saying
that every customer...
This is absurd. You're actually saying there's nothing called absolute freedom on the internet? Are you saying there's nothing called absolute freedom on the internet?
So we are saying is that there is no such thing as absolute freedom.
And we are saying exactly that's my philosophical thing. So that's my philosophical difference with you. I believe in absolute freedom on the internet, and you don't.
It has to do with security concerns. It has to concern with level playing field issues. The government has legitimate issues in terms of revenue that they need to earn. It has legitimate concerns.
So you're saying? Did you? One second. Are you saying, Mr. Matthew? No, one second. Are you saying, Mr. Matthew? Are you saying, Mr. Matthew? Are you saying, Mr. Matthew, that when then say so? Priyanka, 1 minute. He's a very important point. He first says there's nothing called absolute freedom on the internet, and then he says the government's got to make money. I'm asking you tonight, Mr. Matthew, please tell me that when your telecom companies who you represent paid a lot of money for their licenses, did they get any piece of paper saying in turn we can blackmail the people? And if there is such a piece of paper, I demand you show it tonight.
Did we get... Arnab, did we get any piece of paper that says that we have to offer it for free after having paid?
Okay, then why are you in the internet?
Please understand.
I'm sorry, this is now getting very... Yes, please, Raghav Chadda. Tanmay can come in. Raghav Chadda. Raghav Chadda
is a public utility. Internet is a public utility. And spectrum is a public resource. It is not your private property. It is our property which has been leased out to you for a certain number of years.
Who's responding? Is that
and
Mr. Matthews?
Do not give this revenue.
Responding back.
The revenue from data usage.
Two people at a time, please. Only Mr. Matthew and Ms. Raghav Chadda.
Has been increasing at an exponential rate. You look at last 20 quarters, pick up the financial statements. Pick up the financial statements of every telecom operator in this country, and you will find that the revenue that they generate from the data usage services has been increasing exponentially. That's number one. Number two,
have you checked the return on investment for any of these companies? They are in the single digits, my dear friend.
That's what I was saying. They're already making money. They are making enough money. I'm saying
they are making enough money. Sir, they are making. The problem is that there is an insatiable appetite for more and more profit, and that is why you want to draw patterns of discrimination. You want to bring about inequality. You want to curb the right of free enterprise. Let me tell you, we are not against. We are not against profit.
You would have made more money
your legitimate right,
but while making benefits in any telephone company over the last 5 years.
While making profits, to make profits is your legitimate right.
Raghav,
if you make profits,
Raghav, let the netizens speak.
Enterprise,
Raghav,
or you make profits and infringe upon the right.
Raghav, watch. Raghav,
internet.
Raghav, in case you've forgotten, you're a political party. Raghav, in case you've forgotten, you're a political party. Can the netizen citizen also get a chance to speak plus? Or will there be VVIP culture on the program?
Sir,
yes, please, Tanmay, go ahead.
Sir, no one is stopping you from making money. No one is stopping you from that.
But the entire argument
in fact, we're saying you can charge more for data. If you're really falling short, you can charge more for data. Second argument, you're not falling short. It's not a bandwidth issue at all, because you're essentially selling bandwidth to telecom companies in the hope that you can lure more customers. If anything, there is a shortage of customers. Let's be honest about it. Third, you are already making enough money. Fourth, the TRAI has opportunity to make money before. If I remember, the last time we sold spectrum, we didn't really do a good job of it. So let's be honest about it. If it's about making money, there are better ways and fairer ways to make money. The only question right now is, I hope the TRAI doesn't consider the skewed agenda of a telecom company or of a service provider who has a deal with a telecom company over the agenda of the consumer. That's the only point. If a consumer gets something for free, he's only limited to what he's getting for free. He gets habituated to what he's getting for free. That's the point that the consumer is trying to make. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
No, the point is more simple, even more simple than that. Look at the idea of entrepreneurship, ideas and Gurgaon, Sandeep Mirakur. Sandeep, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I have about 5 or 6 points.
Make a quick point, Sandeep. I'm limited time.
Okay, quick. First of all, you know, the political parties don't know anything about what's going on, but they're making a statement, so let them be. One. Second, you know, this was being discussed. If the operators try to stifle speed, I'm a startup, I have an app which is just less than a year old and about 8-9 million. If somebody is stifling speed, that's completely illogical and that should never happen. However, if somebody allows free access to a particular app by, let's say Flipkart is paying $1 million to Airtel to allow free access to its users, my guess is it's going to save about $15-20 to every user. And users, 1 minute, let me just finish this. If it's similar to saying that you buy a Maruti car and call a 1-800 number of Maruti, whereas for Hyundai, you have to pay for calling their numbers. How is that different? If you want to buy a car and somebody allows you to call them for free, and whereas somebody doesn't allow you, and now the last example is you go into a mall and you don't have to pay for getting into a mall.
Yeah.
Whereas in the other mall, you have to pay for it, right? Now, why will you say that's not net neutrality? That's also kind of...
Totally agree with you. I agree with you completely. So the question is that you are indirectly slowing down other sides. So it goes back to the basic argument that it will be benefiting some people and not benefiting others. And let me say this. I've been speaking to some, people who in the mobile phone companies off record. They say, we're going to make big money. They say Roshan and Tanmay and Priyanka and, Raghav, they say there is so much money we will make because we have so many consumers.
They're already making so much money, Arnab. They're already, look at the numbers on the telecom companies put out.
Yes, so
cost of data is making them already so much money. They're already making profits over.
And basically what they're saying is, what are they selling? They are selling people. They are selling Mr. Ramachandran audiences, users. We have a captured base. We have so many million users. Come pay us money to reach them. Did you ask the users? Sir, this is a democracy, Mr. Ramachandran. You want to do this to the people of this country, to your users? I say, have a poll on this. And I say today every telecom company should have a poll on this and say if 75% of the users want the net not to be free, we will go ahead with what we do. But if 75% of the users say we want a free net, they should agree to that. You can't build a base of users and then use it for your commercial advantage, throttling the democracy of the users in an alive democracy like this, Mr. Ramachandran. No, Mr. Ramachandran, please.
In the last 48
Mr. Ramachandran.
First of all, I would like to state...
Yes, Mr. Ramachandran.
First of all, I'd like to state that we stand for complete openness, transparency and freedom on the net. That is a given. So don't worry about that.
Sir, I do worry. I do worry. I do worry. So one second, I do worry. I do worry. Sorry, sir. I do worry. Because I do worry because you can't take on the role of the... No, sir, I do worry because you cannot take on the role of the unofficial censors of India. What you are saying is we are unofficially going to sit and censor what people get. You are creating monopolies of thought,
not at all.
monopolies of practice.
What you are saying is that you will pay a certain visa fee to enter a country. You come into India, India is free, open, but you want the same charges for living in a bungalow as in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Sir, my question is simple. No, my question, we are not saying
choose where we want to go. We shouldn't be charged.
It does not work like that.
It's open. India is a free country.
Yes, sir. India is not a free country because of telecom companies. And I found one statement very appalling tonight.
Come on.
And I want a debate on that statement. Mr. TV Ramachandran, Mr. TV Ramachandran, Rajan Matthew of the Cellular Operators Association of India actually said there is nothing called absolute freedom. I want a debate on this subject, and I think Tanmay has picked this up and others can. Roshan, Roshan, since we were in school, the first thing we heard and read was we are a free country given to us by the Constitution. Today a telecom company comes and says there is no concept of absolute freedom. And the government is quietly listening to it, Roshan.
You can't say that.
You know, we remember Roshan.
Sir, we can say it. I am, sir, the telecom company is not the bungalow. The telecom company is the car that takes me to the bungalow. If the bungalow is far, I'm paying more to travel to the bungalow. If I'm accessing video, I'm paying more for that data. I'm paying you per MB. If you want to make more money, charge me more per MB. All I'm saying is...
Mr. Goswami, let me give another analogy.
Your analogy is incorrect, sir. Your analogy is incorrect.
For example...
No, honestly, I think
your analogies are incorrect. Your analogies are incorrect.
All right, Kumar, let us see whether here's my question tonight. Whose analogy is incorrect? The analogy of the netizen to my sitting to my left, or the analogy of the representative ASSOCHAM? Roshan, I'm going to come to you. Roshan wants to add something there, but before that, Kumar Amritam from Jaipur is an engineer, our last caller on the Newshour tonight. Yes, Kumar Amritam. Good evening.
Yeah. Hi, Arnav.
Hi.
Arnav, I have to ask two small questions.
Quickly.
From Mr. Ramachandran.
Yeah.
First, isn't it will be similar like that an electric service provider starts saying, pay me extra for using refrigerator, pay me Y rupees for using TV, apart from the bill you are paying. Now, my first question is this. Next question. If I had paid a amount for using internet, why I will be restricted to to surf the website I want to choose? Why I wouldn't be able to surf that website?
Yeah, you can access. Nobody is stopping you. I think you are under some illusions. The website you want, you can access. The question is, today you pay certain charges for accessing those sites, you continue paying that. In another case, if somebody wants it free to the end consumer,
so that is
that's wrong.
That is different.
No. I'll give a better analogy. I'll give a better analogy.
No. Telecom companies are claiming that voice over internet protocols is eating into their call revenues. If your technology is going obsolete, it is not anybody else's fault.
No, one second. Kumar Amritam, if I can take it forward. No, 1 second. Let me explain the example here. Roshan will come into this after this. And Mr. Ramachandran, understand this. Let me take it one step further from what our viewer has said. What actually, Kumar Amritam, these people want to do is, there is electricity that is provided. Right? Now, they will put a little machine outside your house. And they will say that if your refrigerator belongs to company X, then you will get free electricity. If your refrigerator belongs to company Y, then you'll be paying a little bit more for the electricity. And they turn around and say, but listen, we are charging you the same amount for the electricity. We are only giving you the option of getting free electricity if you go to refrigerator A. My argument to that is, who on earth... No, 1 second. This is so...
a very good example.
Yeah, I know it's I only give good examples, Mr. Ramachandran. Mr. Ramachandran, my question is this. My question on behalf of everyone is, who are the telecom companies to decide what refrigerator I should buy? Tomorrow you will have a collusive understanding. One second, Mr. Ramachandran. We are on an important point here. Listen to me. Don't listen. Mr. Ramachandran, listen to me. Mr. Ramachandran, what Mr. Ramachandran, Mr. Roshan is if Roshan, if the telecom company does a deal with a bad refrigerator company that gives me a bad service compared to the refrigerator company which they are not giving me free electricity for, then they are part of a collusive, but which I want, they are part of a collusive understanding with that company to deny me my democratic rights. Roshan.
You must understand the internet is, please let's understand, the internet is a pipeline in which things flow. How can you, so I'm at this end of the pipeline trying to catch what I want to catch. I'm paying for the size of the pipeline already to you. How can you control which fish, what speed, can't come, doesn't come? See, don't make these commodity kind of things about saying it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. That doesn't work. It's a universe. Internet is a universe. Who are you to control which planet do I go to? Who are you to control which satellite comes to me? If it's a universe, then let it be universal. If it's a universe, then let it be universal.
It is universe,
That's
but
where the
in
word
the
comes
universe
from
there are
then.
various stars and various planets.
You say it's a
There will be
universe,
difference.
but you will decide which planet I can see.
Yeah.
You will decide which galaxy I can see through my telescope.
It's up to you. Where you want to go.
If it's a universe, I am the viewer.
Where you want to go is up to you.
Paying for my view.
Can I make one point?
No. Last word has gone to the citizen and the netizen. I'm short of time.
And then you say you're going to put a ticket on the other end.
Ladies and gentlemen, this time the onus is really on the government of India. Because on this case, I want to tell the government, everyone uses the internet. Everyone's going to dissect this. It's not like one particular body or a regulatory body is the repository of wisdom. This is going to be subject of a public debate. There is no middle ground. There is no middle ground. There's either freedom or absence of freedom. Don't try and complicate this. Anyone who thinks they are too smart and are going to complicate it by saying there's a middle ground, there's no middle ground. When you discuss freedom and rights, there is no middle ground. This time, Mr. Modi has to take a position on the Free the Net debate. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the News Hour tonight. Thank you very much.